Hey guys, we're here back for TK Monday Minutes. I'm Tori, this is Bree and Laura, and today we're talking about, on this episode, about relationships. So guys, obviously there's a ton of different types of relationships out there. Your business relationships, your personal relationships, friendships, and I feel like, do you guys ever evaluate or take some time every year to kind of look at your relationships and see how they're doing, right? Because like we're a couple of months away from 2020. Like do you do that where you kind of introspect, how am I doing with what's in my life at this present moment?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think you have to constantly. I don't think it's just necessarily at the end of the year. I think it's all the time. Whether you have a bad experience with someone or a great experience with someone, you're always walking away being like, is that someone that I want to spend my time with? Do they make me better?
Right.
Do they make me worse? So you're always evaluating. And I think definitely in friendships all the time, you want to go gossip about people, but gossip isn't always great. So
right.
I think you're constantly evaluating for sure.
And do you feel the same way, or is it more?
The way I look at it is like a year ago, how different my life was then. So
Okay.
for example, different job. So that's different people you're seeing every day. Those are relationships.
Yep.
Who you keep in touch with from them.
Yep.
In the past year, I've tried going on lots of dates with
So you're
different
dating,
people.
yeah.
Exactly. Like family-wise relationships also have always been like the same. But like even friendship-wise, like this past year, I really took time to see like, okay, who wasn't making me a better person, who was kind
Who's
of
not
draining my
serving
energy.
you, yeah.
And I've always been the type of person to kind of keep making it work,
Mhm.
but I've started to step back and be like, if it's not making me better and it's not leaving me happy, then like I don't need to put in that effort to make it work.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the next question that I want to ask you. How long do you usually wait in a relationship to have those thoughts and to actually either pull yourself out, or do you stay in and try to make it better? Because I mean, my sister's an energy coach, so she kind of looks through a lot of different relationships with through the perspective of energy. When you just said a relationship is draining my energy, that will leave you depleted, and that will leave you physically tired, right? And that relationship might not be serving you as best as it once used to, or maybe people have changed. And so how long do you go through those steps before you say, okay, I actually have to make a change here? You know, like this is actually something that is needs to be reevaluated on my own books. Do you do it right away, or is it more so after time?
I don't know about Laura, but I think for me, it kind of depends on the situation too.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I've been unfortunately in the situation where I'm like in the bubble, and I don't even
that mean?
realize I'm in the bubble with this person. I think it's great.
Right.
On the outside,
Right,
it's
right,
not.
You're like, what is going on?
Exactly. Like,
Really?
Brian, this is the
Yeah.
type of thing that you do. And then all of a sudden it clicks, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to stop this.
Okay.
But when you're in the bubble, you're kind of not really, it's almost like you have a fog over your eyes that's like putting on a better filter on the person that you're hanging out with, even if it's romantically or not romantically.
Right.
So then that could go on for a couple months, or it could be like a couple weeks. It just depends on when you click in.
And it depends where they fit in. If it's family, right? Like if you're not, like sibling wise, if you're not getting along with your siblings, then that's something that you're gonna evaluate constantly and try to make better. You're not just gonna drop it necessarily, right?
Yeah.
But like a friend, you might drop them immediately. You might meet them and be like, this is not someone I want to be with.
Yes.
Or you hang out with them for a week or two and then it gets better. You might like your first impression, right? Like you can't judge a book by its cover all the time. So
and the other way too, exactly. Like you might meet someone and not get the best impression of them, but then when you start hanging out with them, like it maybe does fit with your personality,
for sure,
right? And I feel like it's also when you're making, like what we were speaking about before, is that compared to other personalities, even like us meeting each other here, like those relationships form, but in a very different way because of maybe our age or how we present ourselves or how like a personality caters to other people, that kind of thing, right? So I think it's always like a little dance with people in that sense, right?
Oh, I agree.
And matching people's energy as well, and like knowing who they are and being like, okay, you two are very loud and outgoing, so like I gotta be loud and outgoing. I'm already loud and outgoing. I was like, me already? Yeah, we're not loud at all. So you have to match people's energies as well, and and knowing that, you know what, just because they might have a different energy doesn't mean that our relationship's not going to work. Sometimes opposites do attract.
And I think a lot of different relationships serve you in different ways, right? Like, I have friends that I sit down with and I talk about politics with or intellectual things, and then like I have other friends that, you just shoot the shit and watch like, I don't know, Teen Mom or something before, right?
You have different friends for different things.
Exactly, right? So I feel that's what you have to kind of think about. about like where do I need this person to be in my life and is it serving me in that
Yeah,
sense?
I agree for sure.
Cool.
And when it comes to like personal relationships as well, like boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, everything like that, it also is completely different because those people have to like satisfy you in different ways and not just in a particular section. They have to
Right.
like be there for you, down times, up times,
Yes,
all around,
all of that
right?
too.
So
Which is a whole kind of other bucket, right?
exactly,
That's great.
for sure.
So yeah, I mean, this has been our chat about relationships, but we'd love to hear any of your thoughts about what you feel is that in your life, and we're happy to see you next week. So have a great week. We'll see you later.
See you guys.
Bye.